As a coach or a program director, your athletes don't always stay in one place. High school seasons, travel teams, individual training sessions make it tough to stay connected and track their progress. What if you had a solution that gave you complete oversight no matter where they were? Locker Room Central. Unlock peak athlete performance.
Hi, I'm Gary Dollinger, founder and CEO of Locker Room Central. Today I'm going to be giving you a brief demonstration of what Locker Room Central could do for you and your organization.
Locker Room Central creates a collaborative environment that benefits coaches, trainers, athletic programs, and athletes at the high school and club and travel level. Locker Room Central empowers coaches and trainers with tools providing improved visibility and aiding with player development. In the end, you get enhanced performance management while saving you valuable time. Our program management tools gives an organization comprehensive insights to all of your teams and sports in one place, allowing for enhanced monitoring and compliance and leading to more championship runs. And finally, we equip athletes with the tools that allow them to showcase their dedication, tracking all their activities while pushing themselves to meet their short and long-term goals, all while keeping all their coaches up to date on their progress and further minimizing the potential for injuries. Now that you know what Locker Room Central can do for you and your organization, let me give you a brief demo of our product. When you initially log in, you're brought immediately to your dashboard, which shows you at a quick glance what's going on throughout your whole organization. We show you a quick activity graph of the amount of sessions that people are doing, videos, updates to athlete status, as well as a quick summary for what's going on in both your organization and the individual teams at your organization. This will give you views of everybody and what they're doing. You could also see what kind of work people are doing by session type and where people are having issues in specific sessions that they're working on. Our calendar gives you a quick view of what everybody's working on. From here, you could see who has and has not completed activities. You could also get further information such as how they're rating their performance, the difficulty of their activities, and how much intensity they're using. This gives you a quick insight to what everybody's doing and can help you quickly identify where there are issues and where you need to drill in further. From here, you could find somebody's session, click on it, and get additional information. This takes you to the full session screen, which gives you information on everything they worked on, including their warm-ups, their main activities, a quick AI-generated summary that shows you what they did in a paragraph form, and if they had any videos or metrics, they'd be pasted right here. If, as a coach, you recorded some metrics, you could also click the new metric option, and through our interface, add metrics you've captured, such as what was their exit velo, or anything else that you may have captured during their activities. Our feed gives you a similar interface to Facebook, which shows you cards of everybody's sessions with a quick summary that you could view, including more text. If you want, you could expand further and see what actual activities they worked on. If you want to see also athletes that just have videos, a simple click of the button will show you only sessions that had videos, so you can quickly peruse what people have been working on and see their performance. Our Videos tab is a great way to dive into all the videos that your players have recorded. From here, you could find them by name or date and watch large-scale videos based on what they've uploaded. Let's dive into the Session Builder, where you could create session templates that you could assign to your athletes, either on an individual basis or to an entire team. From here, you could create a new session, or you could go in and edit or assign existing sessions. Let's take a look at what one of the sessions look like. I'm going to click on the Edit button to bring up the Session Builder. Looking at the initial screen here, you're able to set some of your overview fields, like what type of session it is, the name, the sport it's related to. If it has a specific date, you can put the date and time. Otherwise, you could leave those blank and allow that to be filled in later on when you assign it. You could also put in notes to athletes that lets them know a little bit more information about what the session will involve. When you move over to the Actions tab, this is actually the core of the workout. From here, you have your list of what you're doing for warm-ups, your main activities, and cooldowns. We could add a new activity at any time by clicking New Activities. We have a database of thousands of activities you could choose from at any time. But if something's not in here, you could hit New Activity and create one yourself. It's very easy to do and allows you to customize it with a name, description, which allows the athlete to know what they're doing, as well as determining what kind of information do you want with it. If they're doing something that's weight-based, choose weight, and it'll ask them to enter in a lifting weight, such as pounds or kilograms. You could also decide to do something based on time or distance. From here, we could go further into the metrics. Here we could choose a list of metrics that we want them to capture when they're doing this exercise. So for example, this is catcher drills. If we wanted them to capture what their catcher velo and pop time is, we could click to add catcher velo and pop time, and then when they go to do the session on their phone, it'll ask them for those values. That will then report to you what they've filled in or haven't filled in. Assigning a session is very easy. All you have to do is click the badge tab next to the session you're looking to assign, and choose Add New Assignment. From here, you could choose from all athletes that are part of your organization. You could select them on a team basis, or you could pick them on an individual basis. By picking them on either way, it'll send them a copy of the session that they're able to work on. You could choose other features such as keeping control, which allows you to further edit it after you assign it, in case you decide to make a mistake, or if this is a group practice and you haven't yet fully figured out what you want to do. Read-only sessions also allow you to assign something where you know they're going to work on a very specific set of drills, and you want to make sure the athlete doesn't have a chance to edit. The athlete will also be given an opportunity to decide what time to schedule it. You could choose exact date, for example, when you're doing a set schedule for your team. You could also tell me you want them to finish something by a certain date, complete it during a date range, or leave it open for them to choose whenever they want to do it. Want to know who's actually completing their assignments? Besides the calendar, we could go to the Existing Assignments tab, and from here, this is going to show us everybody who has been assigned a session, whether they have accepted it, and whether they have completed it. From here, you could either choose by team, or you could pick a specific athlete and see what they're up to. Here you can see this athlete has completed 2 of the 3 sessions that were assigned to him. Managing teams and rosters inside of Locker Room Central is very easy. Creating a team, just a matter of clicking the add and entering the basic information. From here, each team gets a team code. It's an 8-character code that you could give any athlete, and they could just go into their app, choose to connect, put that code in, and that'll connect them to your team. If they're not part of your organization, you'll just get a quick reminder to approve them. If they are, they'll automatically be added to the new team. This makes management very easy. You could further create additional groups that you could use to subdivide people into different teams based on positions, age groups, or any other kind of training programs you are putting together. This is how an athlete enters into their session into the mobile app. First, they're going to enter some basic information, such as the date and time that they worked out, what type of activity they did, the name of the session, and any related sports. At this point, the athlete's going to start entering the activities. We default it to 3 main areas: warm-up, main activities, and cool-down. They're going to add an activity by searching through our database of thousands of activities. From here, they're going to enter in the additional information, including how much time they spent on each activity or the number of sets and reps they did. This information becomes useful for the coaches to understand how hard they're working out and what they need to do to possibly improve their workouts later on. I have with me one of our athletes, John. John, can you tell me how long it takes on average to enter a session into Locker Room Central's mobile app?
It depends. If the coach sends it to me, usually 30 seconds. If I'm making my own, I would say probably 2 to 5 minutes based on how many of the activities are previous activities I've already entered. So one of our big features you can use is that if you have already entered a block in, you can pull exercise that you've already put in, so it makes it way easier to enter sessions in the future.
Let me demonstrate how you could copy from a previous session the activities to save you time. When you select a previous session, it'll show you what activities you did there. You could then select which ones you want, either all or a small subset of them, and add it immediately to your existing session. Our testing has identified that by adding the warm-up and cool-down blocks as part of the default session, most users are more likely to put in their actual warm-up and cool-down activities versus the athletes who will just put in their main activities if we didn't have those sections in there. Having information around the warm-ups and the cool-downs will give you a better idea of how they're preparing to do their workouts and whether or not they are taking it seriously enough. This way, when they say they're having issues with some of their activities, you could give them some idea of whether or not they're actually properly warming up before even beginning. Athletes are able to add a personal note to their session, which lets them further document what they were doing This will go beyond just listing their activities, but to give more insight to how they were feeling and if they had any issues or any other things that they want to address later on with a coach or a trainer. Before completing their workout, an athlete is asked to do a self-assessment where they will give their perceived difficulty, level of intensity, and their overall performance. This information can be used to track an athlete over time and understand how they are performing comparative to their peers and to themselves. They are also asked to enter in the amount of time they spent in the session. This way, we know how much time they are working out over the course of a week and a month.
Hello, my name is Scott Anderson. I am Carmel Catholic High School's head baseball coach. I'm Elite North Baseball's lead pitching instructor, and I'm also a pitching instructor for the Lake County Lightning. You know, at first, started looking into Locker Room Central and kind of seeing how it could benefit me. I was a bit skeptical. I was somebody who always tried to organize my practices via putting things on whiteboards, putting workouts on whiteboards, and I found that I had a lot of issues with having my players go back and forth, not remembering drills. I started using Locker Room Central and having the ease on their phone. I've used Google Sheets before, and it used to be kind of my baby. And at times my athletes had difficulty using those sheets. It doesn't show up well on the phone. Locker Room Central really just created an ease. It's also the building. Once you have kind of built the library and you've kind of built your workouts, I just sent out 19 athletes and changed some of their drill work, changed some of their mobility work, and I did it in a matter of 15 minutes today.
Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Locker Room Central. If you want more information, visit us at our website at www.lockerroomcentral.com.